Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday and on Coffee and Cookies. That was totally a little bit backwards, but that's okay. We're going to roll with it. My name's Lindsay. This is Coffee and Cookies. Nick is my co-host. He's going to show up here in just a second, but I'm super excited about today. It's been a great morning. Great morning. We've had some major revelations.
It's been a morning of revelations, to say the least.
I think for me, it's actually been like 24 hours of
You've
revelations.
kind of been in the grind of it.
Yeah.
And well, not so much revelations, but helping people figure out their revelations.
Well, yes. And my own. It's been both.
Yeah?
It's been good.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, hey, guys,
love it.
welcome. My name is Nick. Welcome to Coffee and Cookies. We have some things we're going to talk about today. We're going to share a little bit from some of the topics we didn't get to on Monday. And then we're going to talk into something that I'm actually struggling with right now. And we're going to, maybe you guys can give me some insight into this. Okay. So, first off, most importantly,
Yes.
dual screen mode. There we go, right?
I thought we were getting into our first topic.
No, I gotta do the
not
dual
yet.
screen. Gotta do the dual of the screens. So there is something coming.
Yes.
And last time this happened, Texas kind of got shut down for a long time.
Yes. It
So-
was a couple weeks.
It was a couple weeks. Now so what's coming in is that there's a snowstorm on its way here.
Yep.
Okay. And unlike last year, this year we seem to be a lot more prepared rolling into this.
Supposedly. We'll see if we have rolling blackouts this time if we lose power.
But at least the school system seems to be pretty much on top of it.
Yes.
And what's going on seems to be pretty much there. But hey, if you are in Texas and you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, where we are,
Yep.
Dallas County, Collin County, Denton County, Grayson County, anywhere in there. One, make sure that you have enough food to last you for the next week, okay? Because if there's rolling blackouts or anything like that, the stores aren't going to be able to keep everything in stock. This is going to stop transportation. Logistic issues are just going to get worse for a little bit, all right? You may not be able to make it to the grocery store.
Right.
Okay. And the reason for that is people down here in Texas, we don't drive in snow.
Well, not even that. Texas doesn't experience enough snow to keep the tools on hand
Correct.
to deal with the
to
snow.
deal with the snow.
Right.
But Texans don't drive in snow.
Well, they
Okay.
try.
Well, from someone who moved here to Texas, right? So, and the reason why I say that is when you're not familiar with how to drive in snow, okay, just like if you're not familiar how to drive in sand, if you go out to Arizona, driving in sand is a little bit different.
Right.
Okay.
Never done that.
If you don't know how to drive in that, then when you do decide to drive, you're learning. You're in your learning curve. Yeah. And what you don't want is you don't want a lot of people on the roads that are all in their learning curve.
That's true.
Okay,
then
because
you get crazy accidents.
And that's when people hit power poles, and then you cause blackouts in neighborhoods, and the internet goes down, and it's bad. It's bad. So plan today. If you have not gone out, have you seen Kroger?
Crazy.
And not only is it crazy, but the shelves are getting pretty bare.
Yes.
Okay,
And
so
Walmart was the same way. We went there last night. It's been crazy.
There you go. So if you haven't gone yet, go out there, get water, make sure that, if you have a gas fireplace, here we go. If you have a gas fireplace, make sure that pilot light's on.
And test it. Make sure that it works. We did that last night, actually.
Good. Very good.
Yep.
Make sure that your fireplace is working. If you need wood, go get your wood today.
Make sure you know where your candles are.
Make sure your flashlights are.
I saw people stocking up on batteries last night.
Yes. Yes, because we're looking back at last year when no one was prepared for it.
Right.
And a lot of people struggled. So this year, be prepared. Okay.
Yes.
It is coming. If you
So-
have the weather app, it's telling you it's coming. And here we go, right? So I was talking with someone yesterday who lives up in Grayson County. Okay. And that's farther north. They're going to get the snow before we do. They're like, what? It's supposed to snow tomorrow? This was a conversation yesterday. People still don't know this is coming.
I know.
So go talk to your neighbors, maybe make a Facebook post, okay? But help people be aware of this.
Yeah. The other thing, so I'm going to give you some tips from Michigan because I've lived in this cold.
Okay, tips
Yes.
from the north.
Yes.
Oh, I wish I had a little display right now that said tips from the north.
So you want to make sure that when it gets below freezing at night, that you have any exterior faucets running cold water. It doesn't matter if the hot's turned on, you need to make sure the cold is turned on because that's the one that's going to freeze.
And when you say running, are you saying like have it running on full blast?
No, it needs to be at least dripping. A constant, consistent drip.
A
Constant, consistent stream, not a drip.
Oh, so not a drip.
Not a drip. It needs to be a little bit more than a drip.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. I always thought it had a drip.
It's better, especially when you're in an environment like this, that it's more consistent because it's going to be running.
And you want that you want
the movement to keep it from
very
freezing.
Good, right?
Yep. Yep.
And a lot of piping in Texas homes is within that exterior wall of the
Yes.
house.
Most of it, yes. The other thing that you can do is open up the doors that go to the piping underneath the faucet. Open up those door cabinets so that you're getting the heat exposed easier to that area.
Oh, interesting. So, like in the kitchen,
Yeah.
open up the cabinetry.
Open your cabinets.
Any restrooms that may have an exterior wall,
Yes.
open up that cabinetry so the way the heat can get into those areas where it normally doesn't get to because they're normally closed and sealed off.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
No, that's good. What else you got?
So if you have fans in your house, there is 2 rotations on your fan. You can turn it, make it go clockwise or counterclockwise. If you want it, you can actually turn it so that it's rotating clockwise and have it on low, and it will actually make an updraft and it'll push the warm air down.
So I actually looked at my fan when you said this.
Yeah.
And my fan is actually opposite of that.
Oh, is it?
It
so
is.
It has the instructions on there?
No. So it's when it has the downforce, it's the opposite of what you just said.
So, but you want it to go up?
Correct. So but you just
that it's pushing that warm air
make
out.
sure. So if you have a fan, normally there's a little switch on there that you can push. If you have a fan you can't get to, there's normally a button on a remote
Oh, yep.
that you'll hit and it will switch it. But you're right, and so for the longest time I thought that was just a
Wives' tale.
That was just yes, that it was just complete Winnie the Pooh, right? And then, sure enough, Lindsay tells me this, and I'm like, all right, fine, we'll do it. And what a difference it made in keeping the house warm.
Huge difference. It makes a
Huge difference. Huge. So Sean's been blowing up the comments over here. So I'm gonna read some of this, okay?
Yes, share.
So Sean actually went to the store. He said the lines are actually looped around the store now. Again,
Yeah.
just like they were during COVID. Lady had 5 gallons of milk, and the store person told her to put it back. You don't need 5. I mean, unless you're drinking a gallon of milk a day, that's a little excessive.
You know what's funny? There was a post yesterday from one of our good friends. Oh gosh, David. No,
Okay.
David.
I don't know. I need to go back and read this.
Thompson.
Okay.
Yes.
David Thompson. Go ahead. Keep going.
So sorry, David. Had a moment, but he was saying it was hilarious. He's like, if every half gallon or you need a gallon for every day that you're going to be projected to be out of power. It was hilarious. It was just funny. He was making fun of people that go wipe out the shelves.
Right. You need 6 rolls of toilet paper for every day that you're gonna be on lockdown.
Because you're
6
gonna go
rolls.
to the bathroom
oh
more
gosh,
often.
right? Right? Oh, he just said I won't talk about the toilet paper. Sean, we're vibing, brother. We are vibing. That's hilarious. So the weather's coming in. Hey, y'all, just be
Yes.
prepared. Be safe. Here we go. Right. Get your cars in the garage. If you make some space, get your cars in the garage. Okay.
Yep.
Because it could very quickly, with the amount of wind that we have right now, it can very quickly turn into hail.
And the roads, so we're getting water first. It's supposed to rain, right? It's supposed to be raining. And that water is going to make everything wet. And then it's going to freeze. So you're going to have a layer of ice beneath any snow that you get, which is going to be dangerous for when you're on the road. But the real danger is actually not the first day. It's going to be the second and third day.
That's going to be Friday and Saturday.
Yes. So if you don't have to get out on the road those days, I suggest not, because it's going to be more dangerous. If it warms up at all on Thursday or Friday and then it gets cold again at night, it's going to be just enough to melt everything and then refreeze it.
Ooh, and that's where you get the black ice.
That's when you get black ice. Yes. And that's when you get slush and it's hard to control and drive in and it's very dangerous.
No. Yeah. So on that note, we might not be having the show Thursday and Friday.
There's a high likely chance.
There is a high likely chance because I'm not going to drive over here Thursday and Friday. Okay. There's no point in taking an extra risk if you really don't have to.
Right.
Okay. Now, some of you might be like, oh, it's the snow. Yeah, I'm willing to take the risk. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying I'm not willing to do that.
Sure.
So, but again, it's going to completely depend on how much snow we actually have.
And if you are out on the road, it's always better to start stopping way sooner than when you think you need to.
Oh, way sooner. Way sooner. That's interesting. Frisco ISD is not closing. I know they're not closing today, but I would be very surprised if they're not closed Thursday and Friday.
That would be, yeah.
It's going to be completely dependent on how much snow actually drops.
And they can't actually legally make that closure right now.
Oh.
Because it hasn't happened.
Right.
So.
Correct. So we might, and here we go. Tomorrow morning may be a day where they say, hey, the roads, the snow didn't stick. We're still asking everyone to come in.
It didn't get cold enough to freeze.
Correct.
Because if there's any kind of ice on the road, they'll shut the schools down.
So you might have to go in, but then you better be prepared for an early release, right? For that day.
Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen.
We don't know.
Yeah, and how many times have the weathermen been wrong? Probably never, right? They're never wrong.
Let's not go down that road. Let's just not. Just not.
Okay. All
right.
Fine.
So not last Monday. Monday, we were talking about parenting lessons. And my daughter, Isla, gave me a lesson. A lesson in words. So she did something. So Isla is just, she's growing so fast. And it's great because she's getting to learn from big sister experiences, right? And she's watching.
So she has a big sister and she is a big sister.
Yes, but she's watching. She's watching London. And when London gets in trouble, oh, I don't need to do that, right? So Isla did something and, just in the moment, and I felt bad for doing this. And some of you parents would be like, that's all you did? That wasn't even borderline mean.
Let's hear it. What'd you do?
Just FYI, the preschool is already closed tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So that's good, Amber. Thank you for sharing that. And that's the ELC preschool at Elevate Life. And I said, bad Isla. And she goes, Daddy, I'm not bad.
Oh.
And I was like, ouch. You're right. Isla, you were a good Isla. You just made a bad decision. And I really started crunching through that.
Right.
How many times have you called your kid bad? Now, I'm not talking directly to Lindsay. I'm talking to you as the audience, okay?
He's just give me the eye contact.
Right.
That's cool. I get the subliminal message.
But seriously, how many times have you called your kid bad and your kid's a great kid, they just made a bad decision?
Yep.
But because you started calling them bad, you started speaking that over them. Now, 10 years later, they're actually a bad kid.
Right.
Right. And just like I'm sitting here, I'm going through my coaching years, right? I started coaching kids when I was 14. Okay. And I'm sitting here and I'm crunching through all these kids that I've taught. And I was the positive coach, right? I was, but how many times?
How many times do you get frustrated? How many?
No. Ready?
No?
Ready?
Okay.
How many times did I walk that kid back to their parent and that parent called them a bad kid because they weren't listening to Coach Nick?
Oh.
And I didn't see it then, but I put the correlation in on Sunday night when I said that to Isla, and I will never say that again. Isla, you're a great kid. You just made a bad decision.
Yeah.
How do we fix not the kid? How do we fix the decision making? How do we make Amber's got this down now?
Yeah.
How do we make better decisions? How do we make better decisions? London's not bad. Sydney's not bad. They're making bad decisions. Your kids are not bad.
Yeah.
Your kids are not trying to be bad people, but they make bad decisions. They didn't. They absolutely didn't. They came into this world with a smile. Yes, did they cry? Of course they cried. Get over it, right?
It's painful.
But they came out as little blank slates, and you are imprinting on them.
You're filling them up.
So if you've watched this show or you know me, you know that I'm a drill sergeant of a father. I really am.
You are.
Right? You messed up. We're doing push-ups. We're doing sit-ups. We're running laps. You want to? I believe in spankings. Okay. Dads, hear me on this. Another revelation hit, and it hit like a bat to the head.
Which you've never done.
No, a bat to my own head, which I've been hit by a bat before. Okay. You are the father of the house. You were supposed to be the safe place for your kids. The safe place. Do I say you shouldn't discipline? No, I'm not saying that. But don't discipline out of anger. If you have to spank your child, make sure that you can explain to your child why they're getting spanked. But do not spank out of anger.
Right.
You are supposed to be the safe place. They should be able to come and talk to you without fear of repercussion. They should be able to come and talk to you and have a conversation. Okay? These two things have shifted my mindset as a parent. One, my kids are amazing kids. I speak positive into my kids 99.9% of the time. It is a daily affirmation thing in my household. You bring your kids, they're going to get, positive is going to get spoken into them as well. I was really working on that, right? Spankings are good. No, I do not spank. I do not spank other people's kids. That is their responsibility to discipline their own kids, right? But I'm going to speak positive into them as well. But now, when your kid makes a mistake, it's no longer, and I discipline other people's kids. I coach other people's kids, right?
Yep.
It's no longer, Lindsay's standing right across from me, so I'm going to use her kids. It's no longer bad Tristan.
Yep.
It's Tristan, you made a bad decision, bro.
Right.
Now, how do we learn from it and grow?
And that's instilling in them a growth mindset.
That's instilling a growth mindset. And how would that change? You have a kid that's acting up. And you stop saying bad kid. Instead you say, hey kid, you're making a bad decision right now. Let's make a better decision.
Yeah.
You're a great kid. Now hear me on this, right? Start with that. You're a great kid. You have great potential. You have a ton of energy. You are an amazing child. But today, right this moment, you made a bad decision. Let's take that energy. Let's take who you are, and let's figure out how we make good decisions.
I would even take that a step further and take out the but. Because if you've ever heard any sentence, anything in front of the but doesn't matter. It does matter.
It does matter.
But the way you phrase it with a but changes the meaning.
Here we go. So let's change it right now. You're a great kid. You have a great energy. I love, and whatever positive you need to speak over this kid. And now, let's start making better decisions.
And now let's look at what we're doing right now. Is this what we should be doing?
Is this what we should be doing? Are you where you're supposed to be?
Right.
Are you doing what you should be doing? Are you being a leader in making this decision?
Right.
That last thing I just said, are you being a leader in making this decision? That is something that I've been using with London a lot, and it gets her to think. because she's the oldest of my three girls. It gets her to think. And now Isla's doing the same thing. Here we go, right? Isla now, with the amount of positive that Amber speaks into her, she will walk up to Amber, take her little face in her little hands, and say, "Mommy, you're a good mommy."
Oh my gosh.
She walked up to me and patted me on the head. It's like, "Daddy, you're a good daddy."
Oh. What a sweet little Isla Rue.
What? Oh my God, right? Like seriously, like I'm about to tear up right now, people. but that's what your kids should be doing.
Because they're a reflection of what you're doing to them.
Like, done. We're done for the day. Like, yes, they're a reflection of what you're pouring into them.
Yep. Yep.
When you see London leading and giving task direction, that's what she sees Daddy doing. When she goes out and she gives you a hug for absolutely no reason, you didn't earn a hug from her.
That's what mommy does.
That's mommy. When she speaks positive, when London speaks positive over your kids, when London speaks positive and gives and says, "Hey, you're doing good," that's daddy coaching. When Isla says, "Hey, you're a good person," that's mommy.
So is there anything in your kids that you see right now that you don't like? Because you probably are, that's a reflection of someone as well. Is it you? Is that something that you need to work on? Because it just popped through my head. Like my husband and I both have this bad habit default of saying somebody's name when a mistake is made. Like,
yeah, you got to give an
know,
example.
right?
I'm lost right now.
Like we knock over a cup, Lexi. And it's just like it's like, can I catch that before it comes out? And I see, and my kids do it now. And I'm like,
right.
Like, okay, I'm going to work on that. Like, ugh. And now it's like, how do I break that from them? Because that's my lesson of like, yes, I need to be doing something different with that situation. But now I'm also in the moment of, how do I coach them out of that?
Yes. How do you coach them out of that?
Oh my goodness.
It starts with you.
Yes.
It starts with you. Just like, here we go, right? Something that y'all learned living with us. What's the word that we say in the household? And there's another word that we don't say. That's the wrong way of saying it. Yes and no. It is yes. It is not yeah. It's not It is yes. You will speak intelligently in my household. You will take these little words and you will speak them correctly because you will be a proper individual. You're going to drive me crazy right there. But that's it, right? And what happened? The kids started calling us out on it when we didn't do it right.
I get called out on it all the time.
And as you set the example, as you break that habit, they will fall in line. Because here we go. Whether you like it or not, as a parent, you're the leader. Even if you don't want to be the leader, you're the leader.
You signed up when you had a kid.
Well,
anyway.
Yeah, I'm not going to go down. I'm going to go down. Ken isn't allowed. Correct. London will totally let you know. It's funny because she'll do it. She'll do it to adults. We don't say yeah in this household. We say yes.
She does tell me that if it slips out, because I'm still working on breaking that. I've had a long time to instill that habit in my life. And yes, she is Miss Lindsay. We don't say yeah.
And she does it so professionally. She is my little leader. That little girl is going to lead thousands, if not millions of people at some point in time. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. I just know she's a natural born leader.
We have more things to talk about, though.
We do.
What
we
else
do. Okay, so here we go,
what are
right?
we moving to? Because we have like a list of 7
So,
things.
so let's talk about let's talk about Nick's revelation. We have 5 minutes left. We don't have enough time to talk about Nick's revelation. Actually, Amber, I need to call you because I need to have this discussion with you before I probably do it on camera.
Let's talk about real conversations.
Ooh, that's good. Let's go.
Yeah, let's talk about real conversations. What does a real conversation mean to you?
This. Yeah, you and me having a conversation right here. When I call Sean and we talk. When Angelina tells me what to do. When Amber tells me, when Amber tells me what to do. When Angelina tells me what to do. Oh, well, Lindsay even tells me what is with this? Everyone tells me what to do.
You need a lot of people telling you.
Oh my gosh, yes. Hey, I'm driving the car, I'm driving the bus, I'm driving the 18-wheeler, and I have these people that say, Nick, stay in the lane. Nick, stay in the lane.
We are not side seat drivers. No. No.
All right,
We're
real
like,
conversations.
Hey, Nick, why don't you put your phone down so you can watch the road? No.
Wow. Okay, back to real conversations. Oh man.
Yeah, so
real conversations. A real conversation is a conversation with substance, not just random chatter about nothingness. That's really good, Amber.
Yeah.
Angelina's laughing.
You really have to be intentional in a real conversation.
You have to actively listen.
And not even actively listen, but you have to go in with the right intention.
Well, you got 3 minutes, girl.
I know, right?
You better let's get to the meat and potatoes. Let's go.
If you're calling to connect to somebody or you want to connect to somebody, just like with the kids, you need to be the reflection. You need to, if you are you wanting something out of a relationship, what's keeping you from making that first step of reaching out and having a real conversation and starting the real conversation? So many people in the past, I've had relationships where people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna let you open up, but I'm not gonna open up." Or they call and they're like, "I want you to open up to me."
Oh, that's funny. For me, it's the exact opposite. For me, it's I'm gonna call you, I'm gonna load everything onto you, and then I'm not gonna let you talk.
That's true. But how many times? So yes, there is that kind. But how many? Like, isn't that backwards? I think that's backwards. If you really want to have a great relationship, you need to reach out and say, "Hey, Amber, how are you doing? What's going on in your life?"
You know, there's actually a strategy for never running out of topics. It's
Really?
called FORM.
What is FORM?
Family, occupation, recreation, and then I don't remember what the M is, so I'm going to make up my own thing. It's not going to be an M, it's going to be an H now. I'm going to call it hobbies.
Isn't that recreation?
No. Nope.
Okay.
I'm actually going to look it up right now.
Yeah, do that, because FORM makes a way better acronym.
I know, right?
But seriously, how many times do we wait for people to reach out to us because we're so focused on me, myself, and I?
Family, friends, occupation, recreation, motivation. There we go. That's what FORM.
There you go.
Yep.
I like that. What's Ford?
I don't know. I'm looking at the... Well, Ford can mean a lot of different things.
Yeah,
Fix and
apparently.
repair daily.
Anyway, FORM. Stick to FORM.
I like FORM. I like FORM way better. FORM works. There is I think conversations, I would almost say conversations are kind of like this show.
Okay.
There's a lot of back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of back and forth. Does Nick do a lot more talking?
Depends on the day.
It depends on the day. It really does. It depends on the episode. And it depends on the topic.
Mm-hmm. Because
right?
sometimes you're the expert and sometimes I'm the expert.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the conversation, learning how to have a conversation, is becoming a lost art.
It's very difficult because all of people's conversations have moved, not all, most of conversations have moved online.
They've moved to online, and it's omni. It is not omni. It is one direction.
Mm-hmm.
It is a one direction conversation.
Sometimes. There's some people that know how to do it right. But at the same time, you're talking about this one tiny, minute snapshot in entire life. And you're trying to create a whole conversation about that.
Right? So
And that's not a real conversation to develop the relationship you're craving.
There you go. There you go. So just when you get a chance, Lindsay, go ahead and read the comments so you can laugh along with me. But they're Ford.
I was like, what? What is this?
When we talk to, well, here we go, right? Kids. You want to know what? I went out and had lunch with my daughter yesterday. Had a great time having lunch with my daughter. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting here and there's these other parents around me. Mm-hmm. And they're eating one-on-one with their kid, one-on-one, because they only allow one parent in to eat with the child, right?
Right.
And I'm sitting here and I'm engaging with London. Like, we're having a conversation. I'm asking her what she did that morning. She's making eye contact. We are actively engaged in a conversation where and I look over and I look just to see what else is going on. Mm-hmm. And there's this dad. And this dad has his phone out. Mm. And his kid is sitting there eating, drinking, staring at the parent.
That makes my heart sad.
And we ate lunch for about 20 minutes. And I would say easily 80% of the time that parent was on their phone. To go eat lunch with your kid, you have to sign up. You then have to go get a badge. You then have to go get lunch and bring it in. And that's what you do? What conversation skills are you teaching your kids? Seriously.
Yeah. Be in the moment.
Who did you just tell your kid? Where does your kid rank? Is your phone more important? Because that's what you just taught that kid. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting here and I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Like, I get it. Work happens.
Yeah. But you can't take 20 minutes and put it on hold.
But you can't. Did you know that email was not designed to be synced immediately? When email first came out, it was designed that you would write out your emails, you would write out your letters, and you would click the send button. And when you were ready, you would click the receive button. Mm-hmm. So that way emails would be on your time.
I like that. Can we bring that back?
Outlook, you can disable the auto sync feature in Outlook.
Oh, right.
You
That's
can.
True. That's a great idea.
So where I'm going with this is you sit here and you say this next generation isn't able to communicate.
Well, where are they learning that from? Your reflection. Where's the man in the mirror?
Where's the child in the mirror?
Oh, right.
And here we go. Maybe you're like, Nick, but I didn't learn how to communicate. I get it. I'm not saying that you didn't learn how to do it right. I'm saying that you are an adult and you need to figure it out.
You have the choice.
You now have the choice.
You have the choice to either continue down the path you're on and duplicate the process because that's what you're teaching and that's what they're going to teach their kids and that's what they're like. This is just a big cycle.
And you have to break the cycle.
You have the choice and you can choose to make those new neural pathways, that new default for you. It's going to take work and it's going to be hard and you're going to have to do it again and again and again. But it's your choice.
It's your choice. It absolutely is. You know, it's funny because and this will be the last thing that we talk about before we end the show, because we got work to do.
We do.
Because we might be shut down with no power, no electric, no internet.
For a couple days.
No internet.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to work on the garage. I have so many projects. Amber, trust me, Amber has a honey-do list, I'm sure.
Every good wife does. Yes. One more thing that we're going to talk about.
Whoa, Amber just dropped some heaviness there. Wow.
Right.
Wow. Amber. So, just checking the box. Oh, man. I'm not going to go down that road.
So I had my phone. I went and had lunch with my son, too. We were the only parent. We were the only date on the stage. But I had my phone out because I took a picture of us and I shared it on social that I had a special lunch date. And that was my son's win for the day, was that I called him my lunch date.
Aww.
That I had a date with. Yeah. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And here we go, right? We live in a social media era. I'm not saying don't take out your phone and take a picture.
Right.
I'm not saying don't post it.
But then
I'm
my
saying
phone was down.
Don't spend 20 minutes of your kid's lunch on your phone instead of paying attention to your kid.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, when we come back to communication, if you sit here, you're like, Nick, I don't know how to communicate. Okay. I get it. I hear you. Go join a mastermind. Go join a networking group. Nick, that makes me nervous. I'll go with you.
I got one better.
Go ahead.
Come to Elevate Life Church.
There you go, right? Right? Come to Elevate Life. Come to Elevate Life and learn how to learn. Here we go, right? Come to Elevate Life and sign up to be an usher greeter. And learn how to shake hands and say hi. Learn how to make small talk. It is amazing how small talk has turned into friendships, has turned into relationships, has turned into people that we do life with over small talk. It started small talk.
But it's having that real conversation. It's paying attention to what's being said, having interesting questions. What are you being intentional with that time that you have?
Are you ready?
What?
Hey, Lindsay, we're going to do a show. Oh, Oh, yeah, Oh, no way. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? Oh, what? Yeah, sure.
Why are you showing them what we do during the day?
That right there was an exact example of what I see. That right there is an exact example of people who wonder why their kids don't know how to communicate. When your kid talks to me, they will make eye contact with me. They will not.
And that's that coaching moment.
Your kids get around me, they're going to get coached.
Yep.
It's just that simple. But we're going to have eye contact. I want you to use your words. I want you to speak up. You, child, have a voice that this world needs to hear.
Yep.
You, as an adult, have a voice that this world needs to hear.
Positive voice.
You, as an adult, need to figure out what struggles you've went through, decide to be better, and now how can you help someone else? And maybe that someone else, maybe you're like, no, Nick, it's not that someone else out there. Maybe that someone else is your kids. Maybe that someone else is your neighbor. It doesn't have to be this massive, I don't want to get on stage and talk. I'm not asking you to get on stage and talk.
Right.
I'm asking you to stand next to another American, help lift them up so both of you can move forward. I'm asking you to, maybe you're like, Nick, I'm not religious. Great. I'm not saying that God put someone in your life, but who's in your life that you can do life with? If you are religious, who has God put in your life that you should be doing life with? Who can you help pick up? Who have you had to go through a struggle with? Something bad happened to you, and you've decided that I'm going to beat this. And in doing so, you've learned to become stronger, and now you can help someone else.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Life is struggle. Get over it. Life is not fair.
You need to rise up.
Get over it.
Yep.
It just is. Life is. What you have to figure out as an adult is, are you going to let this world, are you going to let these struggles, are you going to let these circumstances beat you down and hold you down? Or are you going to decide to overcome them? And in deciding to overcome them, who can you now go help?
Mm-hmm.
It's not about you. It's about you learning how to be better than you. Well, Nick, what does that mean? I need you to be better than you were yesterday.
Right. Keep moving forward.
Correct.
Yep.
Because the farther you move forward, the more people that you're going to be able to bring with you. And here we go, right? The more people you bring with you when you get knocked down, those people will pick you back up again. I can't tell if I'm talking to the audience or if I'm preaching right back at myself.
Well, hey, today's about mirrors, so.
Right. Oh, Amber, we're going to have a great conversation after the show. On that note, we are at 42 minutes. I just went totally off.
It is time to wrap up.
Totally overtime.
I thought you might have just done a good segue to that, from that to closing, because that would have been,
right.
Perfect.
Here we go.
We'll work on that.
Here we go. Your big three. It's Wednesday. You might not have 2 more days. So here's what I need you to do. You need to have a plan. If you're not able to complete your big 3 this week, what can you go ahead and move to next week? Okay. Right. You need to plan on the possibility of you not having internet Thursday and Friday.
Yep.
Okay.
That's so sad.
Okay. You need to plan on this. Now, if it doesn't happen, great, but you need to be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Better be prepared and it not happen than it happen and you not be prepared. Okay. But where are you on your big 3? Make that adjustment. And if the internet goes down, spend time. If you have a family at home, spend time.
Play games.
We have board games we've never pulled out. That might happen.
I'm going to come borrow them.
But here we go. Just to bring it back to make sure that I stay on task. Make sure you have your big 3.
Yep.
If we don't get to see you tomorrow or Friday, hey, thank you guys for being in the comments. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys for being in the likes and for watching the show. Okay. Know that we love you. Know that we pray for you. Know that we pray positive over you daily. Okay. And I want you to do that for us. I want you to pray that positive over us. I want you to pray that this show grows. Okay. Because more people, especially as we bring in more guests, more people need this positive message.
Yep.
All right. Now, if we don't get to see you.
One quick tip. It just popped into my head. If you do lose power, or you have rolling power, fill your tubs up with straight hot water. It will help heat the house.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. There you go. Tidbit of the day, right? Last one. All right. So
I'm done.
Know that you're loved. Know that you are prayed for. Know that you are blessed. Mm-hmm. Make sure that you are prepared.
Yep.
Okay. And above all, make sure that you
rise up
and crush it. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.